Hello guys, welcome back to another video with me, HJ Constrictors. Now, in this video, obviously the last couple we've done some Crested Gecko updates and tank builds. All going pretty well. I'm just going to open a window in here to stop the echo. There we go. Yeah, so we've done some Crested Gecko build. That is basically running pretty good. I can show you that in a bit. But obviously last time we was in this room, a lot has changed. Now if you go back to a previous video, we had tanks all in this space here. This rack wasn't here, we had 4 of these going up to the top. So yeah, we've changed a whole load, so we're going to talk to you in this video about it, what we've changed, what we've got. Obviously telling you about the ball python venture that we were starting and that we were going to sort of dip into. That is now in full swing. We're now building the collection. We've sold off 3 or 4 animals, so we're going to tell you what ones we've sold, and we've bought a few as well, so we're going to show you the new ones that we've bought. So let's get it. So obviously coming over here, we've got this little tank here. Now we've got the gargoyle gecko here. Don't know if you can see him just on that log at the bottom there. There he is. Now he's actually getting picked up by a courier in 2 days time, Sunday. This video is getting shot on a Friday, so we've got his tub ready here. He is going up to a guy in Manchester, and then we can get rid of this tank or sell it, or just get it out of the room. Then we've got our display bits here. So we've got Alexa, a knife, rabbit skull, a few little ornaments, fox skull, and some of the products that we use. And then coming down to here, nothing's changed. We've still got our Tegu tank, but obviously what we're going to do is get rid of this in general and just build something going across here all the way to the end, so we get that extra bit in, and just give him all of this so he's got much more room and it's a lot wider. He is just in there asleep. He's quite lazy, but that's fine. I'd be lazy as well if I could. And then obviously over here we had our Pac-Man frog, gargoyle gecko, which is there, and Crested Gecko. The Crested Gecko has sold, and the Pac-Man frog is actually in the racking system and he loves it. So he's just in there. And do you know what? Since he's been in there, he's actually eating so much better, and I think it's because it's darker, it's more hidden, and the humidity's there as well. Obviously you can see the condensation on the tub. So yeah, he's doing quite well, but we don't really know what we're doing with him yet. But he's enjoying himself in there, so there's no rush. We did have 2 of these, now only got 1. What we've done is put all of our tongs onto one, all of our equipment like our jug, sweep, bin, sanitizer, kitchen roll, spray bottle, bottled water to fill up the bowls, heat gun, marker pens, scales, and a few other products down there. And then we've got our Tarantula here, who was on the other one of these, which was just there. He is in mold at the minute, so he's like burrowed right down. You're not going to see him at all. Now Blue, the Leper gecko, we said to you that he was going downstairs. He's actually staying up here. Don't know how well you can see him. He's just under that little bridge. You can kind of see his head, but this camera's not the best at focusing. There we go. You kind of see his little leg. But yeah, he is chilling. We're going to put a background on this tank, so obviously at the minute it's just how it is like this. He's got his deep heat projector, his UVB and his LED, but what we're going to do is actually put that cork bark background all along the back, and we're actually going to do the sides as well. So he's obviously staying because, like I said in the previous video, he's part of the furniture, so he's not going to be going anywhere. He is just a pet. But there's nothing to say we can't breed him down the line, but I don't think we will, because that's not really where we want to go. But yeah, he's a pet, so that's pretty cool. And then obviously this. Where did this come from? So let's talk about the rack. So obviously this wasn't in the last video. Now what we had is the 4 Vivs. We've kept that Viv there, and we've actually sold the other 3. Now in total, in 4 of them Vivs, there was the Leper gecko, which we've obviously kept, and that leaves 3. Then we had a Western Hognose albino female in one. He is now sold, and we actually swapped him, or her, sorry, swapped her for something in this rack. So we're going to show you that in a minute. So that was just a straight swap, no cash, no exchange, just a swap for swap. And then we had two ball pythons. We had the male Firefly Het Pied, possible Het MJ Exantic, and we've got him in here. And we also had the male Cinnamon Specter, which we've also got in here. But we'll show you what we swapped the albino Western Hognose female for. So I don't normally do swaps, but given ball pythons is the route we want to go, it felt like it made sense. Here we go. Look at this. So what we've got here is just a standard banana ball python. Now obviously we want to specialise in the pied range and the pied gene. Obviously there'll be a few other routes that we can go down, but mainly we want to be focusing on the pied. Now these snakes have only just moved into these rubs, so this is not going to be their permanent substrate, and this is not going to be their permanent setups. Obviously we want the coconut husk, cocoa fibre in there, but yeah, the dirt will do for the time being, because basically what they were in has just been transferred into these for now. But yeah, so we'll get this boy out and show you a little bit of the banana. So here we go, this is the banana boy. Now he's a male, basically looking on Morph Market in terms of the hognose and the banana pied. Sorry, not the banana pied, the banana. They're basically identical in terms of price, so that's why we both agreed to do the swap. Say we never really do swaps. I've never done a swap, this is the first swap I've done, but given how like for like it was, it made sense. And obviously we want to be doing the ball pythons, so it would make sense for us to continue to do that. Now he's still a bit young, but obviously there is no rush to breed him because we still need to figure out plans with him. Like I said, I originally wanted to keep with just pieds, but everybody loves a normal banana in their collection, and there is always stuff you can do with a banana. Obviously he's got a nice white belly as well. And yeah, I think he's the guy told me he's a CB19, and yeah, he's actually really nice, got some nice little blotching on him, and yeah, not aggressive at all. Got him home a couple of days ago and he fed straight away, had a chick, and then he just had his second meal recently, which was African soft fur. So yeah, he's actually doing really well. But yeah, so if any of you are wondering about the hognose, that is now gone, and we've got this guy. And I think he's pretty cool, but he hasn't got a name. So if you guys want to name him in the comments down below, then hit me up with a suggestion and we can see what we think. But like I say, these are not permanent setups. These are just temporary whilst we get all the substrate. So he can go back in there. Obviously these are the 33 litres as well. Now we bought this is actually a Wild Racks racking system, but we actually bought it from a mate who was selling it, so it is second hand, but he hardly used it. He just used these top two, none of this was used. So yeah, this guy needs some more water, so we'll do that now, and we'll move on to the next one. So yeah, these are all 33 litres, 5 each side, 10 in total, and obviously if you don't know who Wild Racks are, they're a pretty new rack system company in the UK, and weirdly enough, they're based about 20 minutes away from me. And that is actually the co-owner of who I bought this guy from, but we'll get to him in a minute. So that is that guy's water done. So yeah, that is the banana. Obviously we've got the frog in the bottom one for now, but we've got nothing in that one, them two, and this top one. But going on to the Cinnamon Specter, I bet you he's out. He's always out. There we go, what did I say? I didn't even have to look or open the rack beforehand. I just knew he'd be out. He is the puppy of the collection. You watch this where he bites me now. But yeah, he is super tame. He's always out and about. And this is the only one really that I felt sorry about rubbing. But that is why I try to get him out as much as I can, because he is just a sweetie. The camera. Well yeah, anyway. So like I say, these setups are not going to be how they are. We're going to get them all uniform, so they've all got the same highs, all got the same water bowls, all got the same substrate. This dirt stuff is not really no good either. We have got some cocoa fibre for some of them, but we ran out, so we need to get some more in. But yeah, like I say, we don't really want this because they flatten it out quite a lot, and yeah, it holds the moisture but not how you want it to really. And obviously for cleaning out it's not ideal either. But yeah, this is a cinnamon Specter, and he was in one of these 4 foots as well, 3 foots, and now he's in here. And here's a male, again not a pied, but we had him way before we decided to go into ball python breeding, and he is obviously a pet as well. I don't just have my animals for breeding, they are actually just pets as well. But again, looking really nice. Thinking of pairing to something like a super pastel. Don't really know yet though. But yeah, he has never missed a feed with me. He absolutely crushes food. And yeah, on to the next one. So moving on to the next one. Now again, not actually a pied, but we bought this one with the rack because he was actually living in the rack at the time, and the guy that I bought the rack off obviously was not keeping snakes no more, hence why he was getting rid of the rack. So he done me a good deal, very good deal, for the rack and the blue-eyed Lucy, which is a Mojave Lesser. And again, everything is kind of non-uniform, like he's got a different bowl, he's got cork bark, different substrate. But yeah, we're going to get it all the same, going to get it all uniformed, and obviously it will take a little while, but we'll get there. And this is him, absolutely stunning, so white. There we go. And yeah, again, a little bit nervy, but he's not too bad. If you look over on my Instagram, HJ_constrictors, we had him out in the sun that we had last week in the UK, and his eyes just popped like crazy in the sun. And yeah, he just looked so white, how in natural UV. But yeah, he's pretty cool. And again, we're going to get all of these uniformed so they all look identical. Now, like I said, Wild Racks is the racking company, but we actually bought this guy. This is our first ever ball python. We actually bought it from Toby at Morph Matrix, which is this guy here. Now, if anyone is mad out of my snakes, it is this guy. If anyone's going to strike, it would be this guy. I mean, look, he just looks angry. So angry all the time. Don't know what it is. Even if I weren't pointing the camera in his face, he's just always mad. But yeah, obviously we've got the correct substrate in with this guy, because that is what we want. We have got our heat gun here. So yeah, we're hitting perfect temperatures with it. So we're pretty chuffed with it. But yeah, we just need to get some more of this substrate and uniform them all. But this guy's in shed, hence why he's in his bowl. But yeah, he is a Firefly, Het Pied, possible Het MJ. So yeah, it'd be good to prove him out. But like I say, don't think he will be Exantic, but if he does, bonus. If not, he's Het Pied anyway. So he is going to fit into our Pied projects with our visual Pieds. So that is good, and he's ready to go as well. So good size on him, you know, good weight for a male. So yeah, nothing's really stopping him from getting going. Slide him back. Now, last but not least, one rub but 2 snakes. We've got the Pastel Pied and the Pied. So we've got these guys. And obviously we've got a divider at the minute. And again, these guys have got the correct substrate. So has the Firefly, but like I said, we ran out. So we need to get some more for the other guys. But here we go. Can't see him too well. So we've got the Pastel Pied, which just shed out the other day, and we've got the normal Pied female, which we actually got from Doncaster. Now, trying not to knock the rub off the side, we'll get them both out for you. So we've got the normal Pied there with some lovely markings on them. She's really good. She's actually not fed for a couple of feeds, but that is because we were settling her into the rack. So hopefully in a little while she will start taking to the food. And then we've got the little Pastel Pied boy here. And he is lovely. So yeah, that is our Pastel Pied male, and this is our female pied. So yeah, and these obviously they're in dividers at the minute just because they're too young. But yeah, other than that, that is all of the ball pythons we've got in the collection for the time being. So other than that, not a lot has really changed. We've still got all of our taxidermy up here, but obviously where we had the vivs stacked all the way up to the ceiling, we forgot about covering these holes when we first put the vivs up. So what we want to do is patch these holes up, fill them up, give them a sand down, cut this old wiring out, get rid of this damp, and we're going to give the whole reptile room a nice fresh coat of paint. Now I don't know what colour, I'm thinking like maybe like a grey. I don't want to say black like this wall because it'd be too dark. So yeah, what do you think colour wise? Obviously we've got our taxidermy wall, which is only going to expand across the whole of this wall here, so like down here, all across here. We've got the picture frames as well, the sticker boards, we've got 3 of them which can be moved across here, and then we've got all of that wall as well. So yeah, we're obviously going to give it a whole fresh coat of paint, including this wall here, and maybe even get rid of the wallpaper and just hit it in all one colour and just uniform things a bit better, seal up the damp, get rid of the horrible holes in the wall, and then we can kind of advance on getting a good collection of snakes and investing in some good females. So yeah, other than that, that is basically covered the reptile room update and the ball python project. So that is about it really. But like I say, we're going to show you when we pull this room apart again and decorate it all. Say there's bits like this above the tarantula tank that need doing, little bits like that. So yeah, there's a lot of work that needs doing in there. You don't really see it on camera, but when you come in here every day, 3 or 4 times a day, you see it. So yeah, it definitely needs doing, and it will look a whole lot more professional and a whole lot more better once it is done. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Leave a colour suggestion down below, and other than that, we'll get back to you next video. Thanks for watching.